has open and add. Open, it opens up the module to anything that you were working on the last time you were in the system. Add means I'm creating a new part in inventory. Now the module is called inventory. The purpose of the module is to hold inventory parts, but the most important thing is to hold inventory part numbers and part names. What does that mean? What that means is, let's say you guys work with your number one sell product is General Electric. So you load the GE catalog for parts and pricing into the system. Let's say it's 100,000 parts, and you load that into the system. It doesn't mean that you have all these parts in inventory. So the purpose of this module is to contain part numbers, part names, and their pricing. And of course, the second purpose is to display what do you have in inventory.
Yes.
Okay? Company management is the next module. Company management is one place for all the companies you're going to be doing business with. We don't have a module for customers and a module for vendors. They all are set up in the same spot, in company management. So all customers and all vendors get created here by selecting add. If I select add, it will ask me to enter the information for this new company. The system does not care if you're selling parts to your vendors, if you're buying parts from your customers. The system does not care. It will not stop you. Okay, the third module is called customer quotation. So all of the quotes in the system get created here. Okay. If I select add, I can create a new quote in the system. And if I select search, I can search all the open quotes in the system. Same thing with company. If I select search companies, I can search for all the companies that I have in the system. Keep in mind, this is a training database. So if I go search companies and I type in ABC, there's a company or various companies called ABC Aerospace, ABC Aerospace Partners. Again, these are all fictitious companies, but feel free to come in here and add something, change something. Feel free to come to the training database and touch the button, see what they do, see how something gets created in the system. Okay. The fourth module is called sales orders. Customer quotes and sales orders work together. From customer quotes, if I select create sales order, it's going to create a sales order based on my customer quote. All the parts, the company, all the notes that I have here will transfer over to a sales order. It is imperative that this process is followed because it will make your life easier to do it this way. From the sales order, an invoice can be created. Again, just by the touch of a button, an invoice will be created based on the sales order. Okay? The little truck in the clipboard is purchase order. The three boxes is called purchase management. Purchase management is a one-step location. If you have a dedicated buyer in your company, this is where they will come and they will see all the needs from the company, whether it's parts or a minimum stock requirement that you have set up in the system. Let me okay. So this is a one location. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Like, can you just repeat the module introduction what you gave? Like,
the one for purchase management?
yes. No, you said that. Yeah, the buyer. Like, what the buyer can do here?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the one location where the buyer can see every need from the entire company. Well, in Quantum, you can set up minimums, right? So let's say that this constructor takes 3 months to get from the manufacturer. We can set up in Quantum that as soon as we run low, as soon as we have 5 left in inventory, I want you to tell me to reorder, right? So you can set up reorder points And this is the location where it will come and tell you that there's a need, right? As you can see here, there's multiple needs from either a sales order or minimum inventory. So all the needs come here when there's a low on inventory or you're trying to sell a part that you don't have an inventory, right? So we created a quote for a part that we're procuring. All the needs come here. Okay? The neat thing about purchase management is that if you have history on the part, let's say this fan, it's telling me that, okay, this fan, we went looking for it and Response Air came back with a pricing back in 2006. Of course, this data is super old. And they wanted to sell it for $775. We also had a pass from Absolute Support for $850. Have I ever created a purchase order for this fan? No, there are no purchase orders. But what about the paint? What about the bearing, right? So it will give you all the history. For example, for this emergency vibration side, I have created multiple purchase orders in my system throughout time, right, since 2006. The next module is called receiving inspection. Now, I don't encourage for two-step, the system that you guys are currently using is called two-step. I don't encourage customers to use two-step to use this receiving inspection. Okay? And the reason I say that is because this process is more complicated than what I will show you in how to receive. But this is the receiving module. Okay? So if you go here and you go add, I can receive a product that I purchased through a purchase order. I can receive it through here. Again, once we do purchase order training, I will show you the difference, and you can make the determination if you're going to use this or if you're going to use my way. It's up to you. But I will show you once we do purchase order training, repair order training. I will show you both of it. Okay. The next module is called repair orders. So all the parts that you're sending out for repairs, here's where you create that document or that requisition in Quantum. Okay, and creating a repair order is very similar to creating a purchase order. Again, I encourage you to come here, select add. The system is going to ask you, what is the company name that you're sending your part out for repair? And I'm just going to do XYZ. And there's a company called XYZ in this training database. Again, keep in mind this is the training database, so all this information is fictitious. So if I double click on the company, it's going to start the process of creating a repair order, and I'm sending my part to XYZ Component Equipment. The rest of the modules, I don't know if you have shipping. You don't have. So the next module is called vendor quotes. So what is vendor quotes? If I'm the buyer and my boss told me we need this fuel unit. Okay, I'm going to go out to Partsbase or ILS and I'm going to search for this fuel unit, and then I'm going to come here and I'm going to add all those vendors that reply to me with a price. Right, I'm going to go here, add. I'm not going to add default vendor. I'm just going to select OK, and I'm going to add a record that for this fuel control, for this fuel control, I found all these vendors that I'm going to, and ABC had the part, ABC Aerospace Partners, and they have 3 available, and they want to sell it to me $15,000, and I can keep adding more information over and over. So what does this do? This creates history in your database that we went out looking for this part number, and this company has 3 available for sale at $15,000, right? And the date that we went looking right here. So why will we do this? Well, you got to keep in mind the purpose of a database. Purpose of a database is to collect data. So 2 months from now, when you need that data is here for you to be able to look at, right? That is the purpose of a database. So the more information you add on your database, the better it will be. Okay, let's see, warranty claims, I don't think you have to. Yeah. Inventory you do have. Okay, so physics inventory, we don't cover this during Keep the Paint. Physical inventory is where we can print sheets of our current inventory and manually count if the inventory is accurate, right? That's what physical is. Any question?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, that tables, what we are seeing in each and every module, say for example, in the current screen, it shows purchase order history, right?
Yeah.
Can we export into Excel?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
So from here, let me see if you can do, export data.
Okay.
Or click OK. And then you can
Okay.
export it. It will export it as to CSV, but basically that's in Excel. And then you can
That's
it on your yeah.
yes.
And then you can use it on your computer. You can do it from here, or you can even do it from the purchase order screen as well. So if I go to the purchase order screen and I go search POs, if I leave the screen blank and I select OK, it's going to give me every single purchase order I've created. If I right click, it's going to give me that opportunity to export the data.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
again,
yes, yeah, this is very clear for exporting the data. And the second question, what I have mind is the introduction, what you showed in the customer quotation for generating customer quotation. Can we input the Excel and populate the data over here in customer quotation?
Yeah. So let's say that Brown Parts Limited sent you an Excel sheet and you have 100 parts. Right? 100 parts, entering them in Quantum is going to take a long time. So first step would be so let's just go here. So I'm going to go and create a brand new quote, Brown Aerospace Incorporated. So I'm creating a brand new quote, and they have a reference, RFQ 9987. And I'm going to click OK, and the system will automatically generate a quote number for me, and my screen is going to be blank.
Okay.
So if I have that Excel sheet that they sent me with 100 parts, I can right-click, import data, and then I can open that Excel sheet from here, and then it's going to ask you to map each column. Column A, is it the part number? Column B, is it the name of the part? Column C, how many does Brown want for each specific part number? Do they want quantity 2? Do they want quantity 3? Column D, the condition that Brown Parts is looking for, right? Is it new? Is it new surplus? Maybe they don't care. So then the system will ask you to map out each column. After you're done mapping it out, then you can import those 100 parts. So 100 parts importing will take you maybe 3 to 4 minutes, versus if you were to do it manually, 100 parts, it's going to take you an hour. All right, guys, I am so sorry. That is all the time that I have. I have to jump into the next training session. For tomorrow's training session, we're going to use the same link, okay?
Yeah.
Same link that we used today. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, but can you just write an email like this half an hour, 30-minute session will be, yeah?
Yep, I'll write an email. I'll copy you guys. I'm going to write it to Jessica, and I'm going to let her know that we only did 30 minutes today.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, just like we'll catch up tomorrow then.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time and thank you for your patience.
Yes.
Thank you.